I can't take it anymore. Can't take it anymore. What's going on, entrepreneurs and people who are thinking about being an entrepreneur? Somebody told me the other day, you see, a lot of you think that who I am on YouTube is really the guy. And it is to an extent, but I'm really more crazy than that. You see, this game of entrepreneurship, I am freaking obsessed about this game. Why? You see, I was a kid that grew up around guys who were like LeBron James level when it came to basketball. Like, I just wanted to be around greatness, so I volunteered to be the manager. What do you mean manager? The guy that cleans the balls up, gave the inspiration, talked to the guys and all that. In high school, we won the state championship, and these guys respected me. As some people like to say, I was kind of the Carlton in high school. Well, not kind of, I was the Carlton. I'm trying to see, me saying that is actually trying to somehow cover that up. I was the manager on the basketball team. I was the manager on the track team, and I even ran track myself, terrible at it, right? So I would always be around these people who were great at things, but yet I didn't know what I was great at. I was kind of mediocre on things. Like, I was good at music and academics and stuff like that, but where I went to school, that's not really an accomplishment, because people who weren't great at that, will put others down, right? So what I'm trying to say is that I learned to kind of coach and help people along, and I didn't even know I was doing this all the time, right? There are certain things that you're doing in life right now, and you've done it since a kid, that are clues to what your passion really is, but yet you haven't tapped into it, right? And the thing about it is, a lot of us go around kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? We kind of just existing. We know what we want in life. At least we verbally say what we want in life, but our actions don't match what we want. Like right now, I know some of you know the number that you want in your life. If I told you right now, in a perfect world, and don't do this thing where some people say, well, I want to be realistic. When you say that, when I hear somebody say, I want to be realistic, I know right away they're about to give me something low. They're about to give me a number that's just mediocre. Because in their mind, they're telling themselves, I can never be wealthy. I've never shown any signs of it. I've never been around people who were. In my world, everyone around me is mediocre, and it's just the way we're going to be. I've heard that phrase so much, and it kind of irks me, because I'm like, what are you setting yourself up to be? Listen to your affirmations. Some people give themselves affirmations every day and don't even think they made one. When you've made a statement, I want to be realistic. You're meditating and you're vibrating negativity, lower self. That's what you're doing. So a lot of you are just saying negative affirmations, whether it's in the mind or whether it's verbally. So here's my question for you, people. Are you living your number? That number that you think you can have in a perfect world? Are you dressing like a person that can get that number? Are you talking like a person that can get that number? Are you reading like a person that can get that number? Are you saving like a person that can get that number? Are you investing like a person that can get that number? Are you creating like a person that can get that number? Are you? Or are you just kind of being realistic? Is that what you're doing? Because if that is what you're doing, it's time to stop. You're a human being, for God's sake. The highest species on the planet. You can be anything you want to be. When you look at Forbes and you see, and it's so funny, I was telling people about, I remember I had a conversation with a guy and I said this statement. I said, well, Warren Buffett did it. And he looked at me and was like, well, that's Warren Buffett. Exactly. A human being who grew up in Omaha, Nebraska, who had a dream, and most people around him didn't know what he was talking about. But they said, you know what? We like Warren. We're going to invest with that guy. When I was in Omaha, Nebraska, land of Berkshire Hathaway, I met a few people who actually invested with Warren, who are older now, and believed in Warren. Invested a small. One lady told me, and it was funny how I met her. The mall wasn't even open, and I had a kiosk in this mall in Omaha, and I actually was walking to my booth that was actually, it was about maybe about 15 minutes before the mall was open, and she was waiting for this watch store to open. And I just kind of was talking. Down there, you never know who you're talking to. So I remember I was talking to her, and somehow she said, well, how do you like Omaha? I said, I love the land of Warren Buffett. She was like, you know Warren? I'm like, heck no, I don't know Warren, but I would love to. And she said, well, I invested many moons ago with Warren. I'm like, really? She said, yeah, I actually refinanced my house, and I actually took that money and I gave it. Invested some of that money with Warren. And let's just say that turned out to be one of the best investments that I've did in life. Many moons ago, right? Sometimes it only takes that one thing, that one action that you need in your life, and you sometimes are afraid to do it, that can change your whole life. So that tells you shouldn't be afraid to step out on faith sometimes and just do something big. Not saying, throw in your life savings, but you got to be in the land of the risk sometimes. You do mediocre things, you're going to get mediocre results, right? Don't be afraid to write a book. Don't be afraid to create a course. Don't be afraid to open a business. Even if it fails, so what? Some people spend so much time on the failure stuff. This is when I see this is when I tell myself, these people don't understand life. I remember when I was in a business and the business failed. Everybody was down. Everybody was upset. Everybody dwelled on it. I'm like, it's over. Move on. Fix the problem of the current business or move on. Right? But the sign of somebody sitting there crying over a mistake for so long shows that these people don't understand mistakes. They don't understand business. They don't understand life. So the question is, are you living your number? And if you're not, it's time to. So with that said, guys, thank you. And until next time, signing off.